And there's nothing like being in the green room. I know I start off the same way every single time, but I love being in the green room. I mean, I really, really do, because you get to have a sneak preview. You get to eavesdrop on the type of conversation we're having. So we have the one and only Julie Demsey, who's in the house. We sent her bio. You can read that. I know some of y'all are Googling her. Some of y'all are already on her website. But let's hear from Julie. So let me ask the question I love to ask, which is, who is Julie? I know that's your question. And more importantly, what is she up to these days? What's up, Julie?
Hey, Shay. It's really great to be here. Thanks for having me. I'm up to a lot of different things right now. I'm a hypnotherapist, a coach, a new author, and I am working with people to help them break through to reach their full potential.
I love that. Now, let me ask a question. I know it had nothing to do with what we were talking about. We'll talk about it later. But you say you like to help people reach their full potential. Now, full potential means different things to different people, right? I mean, it really does. So can we go inside your mind for a moment and kind of understand what is Julie's definition of full potential? And what does that even, I don't know, look like or feel like? I know it had nothing to do with us making money, and we'll get to that. But for those folks that are out there, the single mom, the single dad, the person that's worked all day in their job and now they're working in the evening time on their business and they're hearing the word full potential, that's a lot. So can you share maybe a minute or two kind of what it means and what it looks like and why that's so important to you?
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because it's actually not my definition. It's your definition or their definition. And everybody's definition of that is different. So whatever is most important to them in business and in life, because it all fits together, it's not one or the other. If they are looking to spend more time with their family, if they're looking to improve their health, increase their business, it's all of these things together. And so it's really important for each individual to define that for themselves. What is the full potential you'd like to reach? And I'll help you get there.
What is the full potential you like to reach? Now, you could have picked a lot of different topics. And one of the things that they see, and it's right there on your website, and I'm just curious, by the way, because I love it. You say, unlock your mind and free your potential. What's one of the reasons or one of the challenges people have with just unlocking their mind? And when you say unlock your mind, and don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to ask about this entrepreneurs. We're going to ask about, how to be successful. But I'm just curious. She says, unlock your mind. Why is that front and center? And why is that one of your core beliefs?
Because we hold in our subconscious some beliefs about ourselves that are often holding us back from getting to that full potential. And you and I are smart people. If we could unlock that on our own, just now having this conversation, we would. But often we're not able to. And hypnotherapy is a tool that I use to help people get back to that root cause of what it is that's holding them back so that they can unlock it, they can reframe it, and they can let it go so that they're free to move forward.
Wow, I love it. This might be an unfair question, but maybe you can handle it, or you can pass if you want. If you had a minute or two, let's say 2 minutes, let's say max, to kind of talk to the person out there that says, gosh, Julie, you're speaking to me. I mean, I'm an entrepreneur, and I can't wait to hear what you talk about, the things I didn't know about an entrepreneur. But gee whiz, you open up some ideas over here. Their question might be, what would you say to the person that's on track, and then they're off track again, and then they're on track, and they're off track again? They're like, golly, for me, I kind of know, Julie, but I keep swinging. It's like, I can never stay the course. And again, it's an unfair question, ladies and gentlemen. She doesn't have a one answer in a short amount of time, but I'm going to ask her, what are her thoughts for you that's watching right now? And that's been one of your challenges. And then we're going to get to the other side about things they may have never told you as an entrepreneur that's going to help you now. Over to you, Julie.
Yeah, so that one thing is there is some core belief that you're holding on to that's holding you back, which is why you keep ping-ponging back and forth. And if you're able to let go, if you're able to reach into your subconscious mind and figure out what that is, and sometimes you don't know, and I spend a lot of time helping clients get to what is that root cause. Is it that I have money blocks? Is it that there's some kind of underlying anxiety or some belief that I can't really do it that keeps pulling me back from fully being able to get to where I want to be? We unlock that and we work past it.
I love it. Get to where I want to be. For those folks out there like Kathy, who's watching right now, thanks for tuning in, by the way. Tony, who's in the house. Mike up in New York, New York. So nice to name it twice. I got you. Janice, I see. Okay. Janice asked, here, let me just ask the question differently. And we're going to get to the other side. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're in the green room right now, but you might be wondering, what is Julie's big why? Like, why does she do this? I don't know. You don't know, but we're going to ask Julie. So, Julie, what's your big why these days? Like, why are you so passionate about this? Why are you so involved? Like, what's your big why?
Because I feel like we don't often know ourselves enough to be able to really be kind, compassionate, and respectful to ourselves. And once we do that, we can be that way to others. And I think that's the way we create a better world. And if I can help people get there on their own, then they're going to pass that on to other people too.
I love it. I love your heart to give. I love your heart to serve. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a show. We got to get ready to go in 5. What's up, LaVonna Smith? I see you. B. Jacqueline Jeter, you're in for a treat. She's down in North Carolina, by the way. We got a show in 5, 4, 3, 2. 2. What? I got to get back. We'll be right back, ladies. Promise I made to my mom. I only did this message for one person, and that's my mom. This is for you, Mom. Love you. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Shay Brown.
Mic check, mic check.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Yes. Yeah.
And they stay there. And they say yeah, and they say yeah. Cause all I do is win.
Well, it's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue-focused late-night show in the country where we're on a mission. And our mission is to empower. Our mission is to inspire, and our mission is to provide you, that's right, you, the entrepreneur, with all of the resources that are necessary to execute that big vision you have for the people you were called to serve. And I like to share almost every episode that I believe you have 3 visions, right? I believe first we have a vision for ourselves. There's a certain type of way we want to live. There's a certain home that we want to be in. There's a certain body type, a certain feeling that we want. And for that to make a reality, it takes revenue to purchase those resources, and you got to have the right mindset, right? The second vision I believe you have is you have a vision for your loved ones, the folks you care the most about. Now, I'm fortunate Mother Dear is still here. She's 15 minutes from my house in Old Town, Alexandria, 73 years old, loving life. I get to hang out with her. It's nothing like being able to get her. We got her 2 new TVs right there, both like 65 inches or something crazy. She's like, oh, my gosh. And it feels good. Some of you want to write a check to a loved one because it's not about the TV. It's about what you want to do. Some of you want to pay for someone's health care insurance. Some of you have causes you believe in. And for an entrepreneur, it takes some revenue so you can purchase those resources so you can make it a reality for someone else, right? And then the third vision you have, I believe you have a vision for the people you were called to serve. And I always like to share the story of Noah in the Bible because I think it's so relatable, right? And again, you don't have to be a believer, although I'm a believer, but the story is so true. Imagine if you was Noah and you was on a mission. And God giving you the experience, he gave you the expertise, and you decided you're not going to do the mission. You're going to just go get yourself a little boat, put some chickens in there, a couple of goats, by the way, maybe a few hogs. Some of you want to have some hog, I know, some ham or whatever in there. But that's not what he did. He went and tried to make this thing a reality because he had the power, right? And imagine before he got started, there was a knock at the door. Boom, boom, boom. And someone says, yo, Noah. I always like to say they said, yo, back in the day. I don't care what y'all said. Yo, Noah, there's a problem. There's no hammers in the house. Noah wouldn't worry about that. Maybe you have some challenges right now. Don't worry. Or there was another knock at the door. Boom, boom, boom. Shorty. They did say shorty back in the day. I want y'all to know that. There's no nails in the house. No hammer, no nails. Don't panic. Some of you got some challenges going on. Don't worry. Don't worry. Julie's in the house right now. Or maybe there's someone yelling in the back. Noah, back here. Look, me. There's no wood and there's no people to put the boat together. Good luck on this mission. And some of you, maybe that's where you are right now. You got a big heart You can't believe anymore, but you need the resources. That means you need revenue to make this thing happen. And this morning, this evening, this afternoon, the one and only Julie Demsey is in the house to tell you the things that they never told you about being an entrepreneur. What's up, Julie? How are you?
Hey, Shay, I'm really great, and it's so good to be here with you. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for being on. You know, I like to come out the gate, not swinging, as they say, but kind of dressing the elephant in the room, right? Which is, okay, these are things I never told entrepreneurs. So according to Julie, what is one of the biggest challenges that holds entrepreneurs back from being successful based on folks you work with?
The biggest thing that I see that holds people back is their mindset. Most people have the skill set, or they can figure it out. They can figure out what they need to do. But it's that mindset that stops them short, whether they think, I can't really do this, or who am I to be doing this, or I don't know that I can make that amount of money. It's whatever they are thinking, those negative thoughts that they're telling themselves that stop them from taking that business forward to where it needs to go.
Those negative thoughts. Where do those negative thoughts come from? Is it just from being in the business? And don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask her what are some things that they never told you as an entrepreneur, right? But I'm curious, as we're talking right now, where did these negative thoughts come from? I mean, did they exist beforehand? So if you can we slow down for a moment, and then we'll speed up and talk a little bit about mindset, and then how that's so relatable to what we're going to be talking about on this topic this evening or this morning, this afternoon, whatever time it is for you, wherever you're watching right now. If you're out there right now, if you haven't hit the share button, do me a favor, Judy, do me a favor, Edith, do me a favor, Carol, anyone watching, hit the share button. Pay this message forward, because we believe in the giver's economy. The person that outgives the competition out-earns the competition. The person that outgives the competition out-earns the competition. So pay this message forward. All right, Julie, talk to us.
Okay. Well, as babies, we're not born that way, but we're socialized to a point where we have, on average, a human has about 60,000 thoughts a day, and about 80% of those are negative or self-defeating thoughts. And a lot of those are looping thoughts. And we are not taught in school how to shift that. And so that's something I like to work with people on, is how do we shift that? How do we shift from those negative to the positive? And the mind likes what's familiar. So if we keep focusing on that negative, it keeps coming back. So for example, if I was speaking to somebody earlier today who was saying, I just got this contract and I don't know how I'm going to fulfill it. And I said, okay, we need to shift that to look at, I've been doing this for 20 years. I've always fulfilled these contracts. I know exactly what I'm doing. And you need to tell yourself that message again and again. So the first thing to do is catch yourself when you're having that negative thought. And then ask, is it really true? And then find those proof points that it's not.
Proof points. I love that. You know, one of the things you talk about is limiting beliefs. Can you take a moment and define what that is? I love the work that you're doing. You help folks first make sure they're taken care of so they can take care of other things. And don't worry, we're going to get to the entrepreneur thing. But what's your perspective on limiting beliefs? What is it, number one? And someone that's out there that's listening as you define it, and they say, you know what? I never thought about it like that, but that's me. We're not going to leave you there. Don't worry. Julie's not going to leave you there. So I'm going to ask her to talk about limiting beliefs and then maybe share an idea that you can use to empower yourself. Isn't that kind of cool? Like, okay, Julie, talk to him if you would.
Yeah. So for example, a limiting belief might be that I don't have access to the things other people have, or I can't make that money, or I can't make that much money, because we're raised being told, you know, money doesn't grow on trees, or you can't have that, it's too expensive. And those come to be limiting beliefs that hold us back from really being able to reach the potential and see that everything is infinitely available to us when we believe that it is.
Said so well. Take a moment, if you would, and you said there's some things that we weren't told as entrepreneurs. What's one thing that, don't worry, I'm going to ask her for another one. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to ask her for more than one. But we'll start off and say, what's one thing that we weren't taught as entrepreneurs that can help us now along this journey?
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing is everybody says it's great. You know, everybody's positive. You should start a business. It's wonderful. But when you get there, it's a lonely journey, right? You're at the top. You're by yourself. You are trying to tell your loved ones everything's going well. If you've got a team, you want them to believe everything's going well. And often there are things that are not going the way that you want them to. Or you might be having a low revenue week or month and you're scared. And who do you talk to about that? That's the biggest thing, that when you're holding all of that inside, it's hard to get your mind focused on driving the business forward. So you need somebody who is a safe space to have those conversations with. Because once you have that conversation, it releases the stress, it releases the anxiety, and it frees your mind up to search for a solution.
Reach your mind up. I love that. I love that. What's one more thing? Oh, we got number one. I love that. What's number two? And remind me what number one was once again.
Number one is to make sure that you have somebody to talk to that frees your mind up from those difficult problems that you're not able to solve, or the things that are worrying you, so that you unburden yourself, really.
So I'm going to sum it up in 4 words. Someone to talk to. Now, she framed it for you. So someone, if you're watching right now, that you're out there, do me a favor. Danny, thanks for joining. What's up, Barbara Beckley in the house? Appreciate you. Sharon, who's in the house. Anyone, do me a favor. Look right below the video and just put number one. What's up, Michelle MacArthur? Number one, someone to talk to about the problems you have. Now, she framed it, but you just put someone to talk to right now. Look right below the video and do that. And then I'm going to ask her, what's something else that they didn't tell you? You never knew this as an entrepreneur. Or it wasn't top of mind to you, and now that she brings it up to you, guess what? It's back to top of mind to you. So now you're more likely to execute on it. What's number 2?
The next thing is that when you're doing this on your own, you always feel like there's more to do. It's never ending. So you don't know when to stop. You don't have a boss that says, okay, time to go home. It's okay to go home. You've done a great job today. So you need to figure out, when is that point before you break that you're going to call it a day and take some time to recharge. And remember to congratulate yourself on the work that you're getting done. Because as entrepreneurs, we often focus on the things we're not doing and we're not finishing instead of the things we actually get done. So it's shifting that mindset in that way to focus on what we've accomplished rather than what we haven't, and making sure we're not going to the point of burnout, but we're actually taking time to recharge.
You know, as we're listening to you, and we're going to get to number 3, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone is out there. Thank you so much for joining, by the way. Judy's in the house. Thank you so much. And all of you who are watching, love it out there. Judy Ambrose, by the way. They may be wondering, Shay, what's a little bit of Judy's backstory? Like, has she applied some of this stuff in her own life, or what led her here? So can we take a moment and you just take a few minutes and tell me a little about who is Julie and a little bit about your backstory that kind of brought you to where you are today, because you're doing some good in the world. You're helping entrepreneurs, but you're helping everyday folks who have real dreams. They have real ideas. They're real people with real families, and they want to solve some real problems, for lack of a better term, and you're helping them do that. So take a moment, tell them who you are that's led you to what you're doing today, please.
Yeah, so I worked in the corporate space for a lot of years. I worked in the Silicon Valley in product management, and it's a high-paced work environment. And I myself went on to the point of burnout many times. I had some of these problems I was facing when I ran my own startups, and I wasn't taking that time out to really look at, what did I want my life to look like? What did I need it to look like? How do I actually move through these steps successfully? From there, I went on to become a coach, and I saw that I wasn't the only one experiencing this. All of the business that I worked with had very similar situations where they were really excited about what they were doing, but they had challenges that they were facing that were mostly mindset. And from there, I really wanted to understand, how can I help people shift that mindset so they can be really successful? And so I went on to study hypnotherapy, because I realized that was a great way to rapidly shift what you needed to shift from the mental side of things to be able to move your business and your life forward. And that's today, working with clients, with coaching, hypnotherapy, helping a lot of startups, a lot of entrepreneurs to really figure out, how do we match up what our life needs to look like, what we want our life to look like, versus what other people think it should look like, and shift and create a business that really works for us in that way.
Yeah.
You know, it's about combining work and life. I've seen a lot of people who are starting their own business because they want to have more family time. And they end up finding out that as an entrepreneur in whatever problem they're solving with that business, they're actually working more than they had been in the corporate life. So it's really coming to understand, who am I? What do I want my life to look like for myself and for my loved ones? And how do I create and shape a business that fits with what I'm looking to do, how I want to live my life? And then making sure that I am unlocking my mind to be able to sit in that sweet spot that I need it to be able to accomplish everything.
I love what I'm hearing. I love what you're doing and the impact that you have on folks' lives. And once they're able to get what they want, and before we get that, let me ask this question first, because I promised them 3, okay? They're on the edge, like, Shay, you only got 2. You said you were going to get 3, and there's 3 things that she knows that entrepreneurs have not been told. She's going to give you number 3 right now, but if you're out there watching, do me a favor. What's up, Sandy? What's up, Jennifer Boyer? For everyone that's tuning in right now, do me a favor. Hit the share button. Like take a moment right now and pay this message forward to another entrepreneur or another mom or another dad or someone that's out there right now that want to have more meaning in the world, and growing their business is one way they're going to have more meaning and more impact and make a difference. And of course, we know they can make $1 too, right? They can make a difference and $1 at the same time. So hit the share button. Hit the share button. Just take your 2 thumbs and hit the share button. And when that little thing pops up, that little box pops up, you can write in there, serve plus add value. That's what Julie's doing right now. Serve plus add value. You can do that. Do that now. For everyone that's doing that, thank you so much. You're helping someone out there right now, and you are the Tylenol to someone's headache right now because you're passing the message from Julie. All right, Julie, back to you. We haven't forgot, by the way. We want number 3, so you don't think we forgot her, okay? We won number 3. So what's maybe a third thing that they never told us as an entrepreneur?
You don't need to listen to anybody else but yourself. Everybody always has some advice for you on how you should run your business. And it's great to listen to that advice. But in the end, it's your decision and your decision alone. And if you want to take that advice on board or not. And it's really important to know yourself and to be able to tap into your intuition to understand, what is it that I need to do to take this business forward? And really, when you tap into that and you know, like in the pit of your stomach, what it is, that you go forward, even if it's something very different than anyone else has ever done. If you know at the core of your being, that's the way to go, don't let people talk you out of it because it's not something that's been done before.
So just because it hasn't been done before doesn't mean it cannot be done. I love what you're doing. Take a moment, if you would, and talk about the power of collaboration. We're going to get into some other segments, but one thing that we believe is one of my 12 rules of life is that collaboration crushes competition. It's one of my 12 rules. Collaboration crushes competition. You and I here because of the one and only Dr. Kim Warren Martin, who in the spirit of collaboration connected us together. And so take a moment, if you would, and talk about collaboration and not only why that's important as an entrepreneur, but how folks should frame their mindset around that.
Absolutely.
And shout out to Kim Martin. Got to give her a shout out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I was actually working with somebody just before this call who was telling me that there was somebody else doing the very same business she's doing in another market. And I said to her, well, if that's the case, why not just partner up with her? Do you have to do this on your own? Look at this person instead of as a competitor, as somebody who can be a partner, because we're all in this together. There's plenty of business. There's plenty of money to be made and to go around. And the more that we support each other and lift each other up, the easier it's going to be to do that business. So let's, as much as we can, wherever we can collaborate, absolutely, that's the way to go. We all have great insights that we can share with other people. And the more we're sharing that learning, the more we're able to grow and take things forward.
What is one of the characteristics that you look for in someone when they're collaborating? This might be something they didn't tell you as an entrepreneur. This is like a bonus gift, everyone. This is a bonus gift. They don't tell you look for this when you're looking to collaborate. This is something that you should bring to the table and they should bring to the table. So now we're going to ask her, like, what should I look for when I'm looking to partner with someone, collaborate with someone, work together with someone? It's a broad question, but you got it, Julie. Over to you. What's something that they should look for, and what's the mindset they should have? Because what I admired most about you is you weren't operating from a place of scarcity. You could have been like, wait a minute, let me just hold on to what I got. You were operating from a place of abundance. Over to you. What should they look for?
First of all, similar values, right? We've got to be looking at things the same way. If we've got some core values in how we want to run our business, if somebody is doing theirs very differently, it's not somebody we want to work with. So, for example, if they don't have that abundant mindset, if they aren't really looking to lift other people up around them, that's not somebody I want to be working with. There's so many things, that go along with that, just in terms of it used to be in the old days, they would say in business, you don't need to like somebody to be in business with them if they're good at what they do. And I'm going to turn that on its head and say it's absolutely very important to be able to like the people that you're doing business with, because you're going to be spending time with them. So if you can't have a laugh with them, if you can't enjoy that time together, if you can't see that you're on the same page with your values, and if you can't trust them, those are the two top things that we look for in business. We need trust and security. So we want to have that feeling with anybody that we're collaborating.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Thanks so much for sharing. Ladies and gentlemen, we're moving to a segment now called Today is My January 1st. And it's one of our core values. It's one of our core beliefs. And the belief is today is my January 1. Now, as you're hearing it for the first time, you just hold to the side. And if you know what I'm about to do, because you heard it a number of times, you can look right below the video right now, like right below that video if you're watching live, and you can write those words. Today is my January 1st. Now, for those that are hearing it for the very first time, today is my January 1st represents one of those days on the calendar. It doesn't have to say January 1st. It's a January 1st day that you create whenever you make a decision. And that decision could change the trajectory of your life. There's probably 1,000 decisions you get to make throughout the day. You make one, you decide you're going to go to the gym. That's a January 1st moment versus binge watching television. You decide that you're going to learn technology. That's a January 1st moment. Or you make a decision that you're going to do your best and you don't have to feel like it, but you can take action anyway, even when you don't feel like it. That's a January 1st. So today is my January 1st represents a do-over. It represents a fresh start. It means my past no longer equals the future. My question to Julie, are you okay? Yeah, she's good. She's good. They said, Shay, is she okay? Yes, she's working it out over there. We're live. This is it. But don't worry. We're tuned into Julie right now. You okay over there? You're fine. I got you covered. I got you covered. Don't worry. I got you covered. She's laughing now. Now she's laughing. Now she's laughing. Now she's laughing. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Are you good over there for real? Seriously, are you okay?
Yep. So to me, January 1st means just what you said. It's a choice. And every day we have a choice. And we can either choose to say we can do it or we can't. And that January 1st moment is choosing to say I can and I will.
I can and I will. Choosing I can and I will. And that's one of the things Julie's doing right now. She's persevering. She's drinking some water. She's trying to get herself together. I'm giving her a moment to drink some water. If you want some water, by the way, I want to make sure that you're okay over there. So we'll give you a second, by the way. And you're hearing her like real time. She's pushing through for all of you. Her heart's in the right place, and she's here, present with you, giving her your best. And one of the things we know is your best is different at different times, different places. And Julie is able to do that. So this is a January 1st moment for all of us. Julie, thanks for playing full out. Thanks for being all in. For folks that are listening right now, they might be curious, Shay, who does Julie work with these days? Like, is her firm taking on any clients? And number two, how can we best connect with Julie? Well, let's ask Julie. Who do you work with these days? And how can they best connect with you?
Yeah, I work with entrepreneurs. I work with executives. And they can connect with me through my website, juliedemsey.com, Juliedemsey.com. I'm on Instagram and Facebook at Julie Demsey, and I'd love to connect with you.
Good, good. And so we want you all to connect with Julie. Make sure you go over to her website. Give them the website one more time, juliedemsey.com. Is that right?
Exactly.
That helped out there. Julie, Julie, Demsey, DEMSEY.com. When you get there, follow the instructions. Like follow instructions. Now, follow instructions when you get there. And it's a great way to make sure you're able to connect directly with her. And I know as you're all watching and listening, give her a little love. Look right below the video and say, "Go, Julie, go." Just look right below the video. She's over there. She's laughing at me now because she's drinking water. Like, "Shay, I want to drink some water. I want to drink some water." She's getting herself together. So you give her a little encouragement, right? You can give her a little encouragement. You can look right below the videos, but go, Julie, go. Go, Julie, go. Now, she don't need encouragement like mindset-wise, but life happens, by the way. And guess what? She's still out there rocking and rolling. Julie, when I had the camera on you, by the way, and Michelle's out there saying she's with you all the way, Michelle MacArthur and so many folks out there, and they see the book behind you, right? There's that book behind you. I'm pointing to it. Take a moment, and we're in a segment called Rapid Fire, and that means we get to ask any question we want. But before I get to my main question, they saw the book back there, and it says Found, and they can't wait. So take a moment and tell them the name of the book and what's the mission of that book.
So the book is called Found, Swiping Right on Me to Find Love. And it is all about my discovery that in order to find love out there, you've got to look for it within yourself first and really get to know yourself. So it's a journey through my dating post-divorce and getting back into life and having that understanding and realizing that these are lessons we need to have, not just for ourselves and in love, but also in business in terms of how do we want to show up for ourselves? How do we want to be treated? What boundaries are we going to set? So it's a nice, fun, enjoyable read that has a lot of good insights and lessons for people, whether they're single or they're in a relationship. And it's all about what I was getting to before when you asked me what my why is. It's all about helping people to get to a point where they are being more kind, compassionate, and respectful to themselves and then to others as well.
You can't just leave us hanging like that. You got to give us one idea of the book. You can't. How can you leave us hanging? Okay, I've been through 2 divorces, okay? So I get it. I'm on my 3rd marriage. I'm very, very happy, but I've been there, by the way. So folks that are out there like, okay, Shay, you got to tell us where we get the book, but more importantly, can't you give us one lesson, and then where can they get the book? I mean, the book is called Found, Swiping Right on Me to Find Love. Okay, so give us one lesson out the book. Just one. I mean, I know you can't give the book away. You couldn't give away any time you got anyway. But you can't leave us on the edge and then tell them how can they get the book. Seriously. And get the book. I mean, pick the book up. Show them the book. They want to see the book. There we go. There we go. Found with a big heart through it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. So they can get the book on Amazon.com in paperback or ebook. And God, there's so many lessons. But I mean, I already shared with you the biggest lesson is really to get to know yourself, because if you get to know yourself, then you can get to know somebody else. Another lesson is leave that fear behind. A lot of what holds us back in these romantic relationships is the fear of what somebody else is thinking about us. And instead of worrying about that, spend the time thinking about, instead of, does this person like me? Do I like them? And how do I feel when I'm with that person?
Ooh, I like that. How do I feel when I'm with that person? We'll put a pin in that, come back to that. One of my favorite questions to ask in rapid fire segments, one of my favorite questions to ask, and is of all the mentors you've had along this journey of life, and you've had so many mentors, what's one lesson did you learn from any of your mentors that you can pass along to us that's going to help us? That we may not never meet your mentor, but we get the benefit from the lesson that you learned. Now, as you're out there, before she does that, you can give a digital applause. I mean, you can do this. You can hit the share button. That's one way to pay this message forward. Give a digital applause. Hit the share button and pay this message forward to your network, to your group, to your social media, to your page, and help someone else along this journey as well. Julie's here to serve and add value to as many people as possible. And we do it together as a team. So for everyone, hit the share button. Thank you so much. We so much appreciate it. If you haven't done it, take your thumb, just hit the share button and do that now. All right, Julie, the number one lesson you learned from your mentor or one of your mentors that you can pass along to us.
Don't be the pooper scooper.
Don't be the what?
The pooper scooper, the thing you use when you've got dogs.
Yeah.
And that's the person who comes along and picks up all the stuff that nobody else wants to do. They're always saying yes to everything. So they end up doing a lot of unimportant work that's not going to make a difference and doesn't make their heart sing, rather than taking the time to set boundaries and say no to things and really focus in on the bigger picture things that will make a difference and make them happy.
Wow. I like that. Don't be the pooper scooper. I don't think I've ever heard that one before. That's pretty good. I like that. What would you say to the entrepreneur out there that's a seasoned professional? They've been doing this, let's say seasoned, whatever that means these days, because you could be a seasoned professional in 3 months these days. But let's say they've been in business 5 years or more, and they've got to shift their mindset to continue to expand their comfort zone. There's been a challenge with them expanding their comfort zone. I've been there myself. What would you share with that person right now?
Find a great coach to work with, or somebody that's going to help you out with that, because you want somebody that has your full best interest in mind. And if it's somebody that's related to the business in the way, or they might have their own agenda at some point in time. But if you have that coach who's there specifically for you, that's going to help you to get to the next level and really focusing in on asking you the right questions to help you get there. Make sure you find the person who's a good fit for you too, because there are a lot of people out there and a lot of really good people out there, but they might not be the best fit for you. So take the time and find somebody who you can really work with, who you're really comfortable with, who's going to challenge you and support you to help you get where you want to be.
Cool. And for the person that's out there that says, okay, I can make decisions, but I just have a hard time with discipline. And discipline is doing the things you know you should do when you don't feel like doing it. And that's the bridge between successful and unsuccessful. At least I think that's one of the common denominators. I mean, no one's ever validated me on that yet, but maybe before my days come, they will. And so what would you say to the person that's like, I struggle with consistency? And you may have heard this before, that consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. And having said that, what's the number one thing a lot of people struggle with? I've got 2 hands raised, by the way. It's consistency. So what's your secret to being more consistent? And ladies and gentlemen, we're in a rapid fire segment, so I can ask any question I want, and Julie can pass, or she can take the question and answer it. So it's her choice. It's pretty cool.
I'll catch the pass. I'll take that one. So it's getting to the understanding of what is it that's holding me back from that consistency. Why aren't I being consistent? Am I framing this in a way as it's a chore that I have to do versus something I get to do? So it's shifting your mindset around whatever it is that you're not being consistent about. And it's looking at, do you have this happening in many aspects of your life? If that's the case, you've got to kind of ask yourself why and get to the root cause of that. And then find an accountability partner, somebody who can hold you accountable, whether that's somebody in your business or it's somebody that is a coach or somebody else that you're working with in that capacity. But if you can't do it by yourself, find somebody who's going to help you with it.
I love it. You always say make sure you find someone that can help you with that, because none of us have all of the answers, right? You've written a book and you've read so many books along your journey. What's one book that just pops top of mind to you right now? And you say, you know what? Now that he asked me the question, what's a book that's had an impact on my life? Here's one. There's so many. Now, the good book, the Bible, put that to the side. Gotcha. Think and Grow Rich, let's put that in a category by itself. But what's any book that you read that's really had an impact on you, and why?
Given my coughing fit, you might not believe this, but it's a book called Breathe by James Nestor.
It's called what now? I didn't hear you.
Breathe, Breathe,
Breathe, okay.
by James Nestor. Because I didn't realize my whole life I was actually breathing through my mouth when you're supposed to breathe through your nose. And that shifts your health. It shifts your mental well-being. And it gives you some tools to learn how to make that shift on your own. But it can really change everything about your life in terms of health, mentally and physically.
Okay. And on your website, you have this whole logo, and you talk about the importance of swallows. And swallows is SWALLOWS, ladies and gentlemen. And you might be wondering, Shay, why are you talking about swallows? Good question. Why would you even include that in your logo? Better question. So let's toss it over to the person that has it front and center to talk about the importance of swallows and why that's like on her front page of her website. Why it's even part of her like a little logo thing there. Give us the backstory, if you would, and tell us the importance of it.
Well, it's a symbol for where you want to go in life. The swallows are a very elegant bird. They're a bird that it's all about uplifting and getting to the next level and moving from where you've been to where you want to go. And so it's that movement and that element of what the swallow stands for that I believe in so strongly in my business. And it's very funny because I now have a family of swallows that's fly by outside my window every day. So I feel like I've kind of called them in.
I like that. That's good. I like that. I like that. You know, as we're coming down the home stretch, and two more questions. And the first question I have is, what does Julie do for fun? Like when you're not out saving the world, helping everybody change their mindset, helping them find love, by the way, or prepare themselves to find love, which is so important. We all want that. We all need that. It's kind of like, what does Julie do for fun?
Well, for me, fun is also recharging, right? It's taking that time to take care of myself. And I love nothing more than getting out for a snorkel. I'm very lucky. I'm living in Sydney, Australia right now. And in my backyard, I have a beautiful reserve where there's gorgeous fish I get to go snorkeling with. And up in the headland, I go for hikes. And so it's really surrounding myself with that nature that really brings me a lot of joy, a lot of peace, and the ability to refocus who I am and what I want to be.
Wow. How did you get into snorkeling? I don't mean I asked that question. I've had a chance to snorkel and scuba diving. I'm scared of I don't know what, by the way, and I still do it. So I'm always curious, like, how did you start finding the love for doing that? Was it just you went out there one time? Give us a little bit of the backstory, and then we'll come down home stretch. But we're just all kind of curious. You just said, oh, snorkeling is what I love to do, and I'm in Australia, and I did this. And like, yeah, but how'd you get started? Was it just you just one day put a snorkel on and jumped in and said, I got to do this again? So tell us a little bit about how you got there.
Well, people swim here a lot, or just wearing goggles, and I've always had my goggles. One day I thought, I see some fish here. Maybe I'll get a snorkel and see what it's like. And Shay, I can't even tell you. I was like a kid in a candy store. There were so many more fish that I could see, and it was absolutely just amazing. And I had such joy in doing it that I decided, you know what? Forget about going out with the group of people and doing that big swim. I'm just going to get out and snorkel and spend time with the fish every day. It's just really relaxing and enjoyable, and you'll have to come out and visit, and I'll keep you safe. There are little sharks out here, but they're friendly.
Oh, that is so cool. I love it. Well, first, let me say thank you so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. Your topic is very relevant, things that entrepreneurs did not know that they need to know, and more importantly, how to shift our mindset. And then you wrapped it in a bow with the whole love and the book that they can all get right now, which is really, really special. So thanks for all that you're doing. Found. There it is. She pulled up for me and said, Shay, you trying to find it? Yes, I'm trying to find the title of my head. Here it is, Shay. Found. You can be found right now. Get the book. Get the book. I'm going to turn over to Julie to do two things. One, to tell you how you can connect with her again, and then share her final thoughts, her final comments to help empower you or inspire you. These fiber optic lines will go off soon, right? These lights won't be there, but you'll be with yourself. Julie, again, thank you so much. And special shout out to Kim Warren Martin, Dr. Kim Warren Martin, for all you're doing and being such a collaborator and a connector and just a kind human being doing some cool stuff. We appreciate you. All right, Julie, close us out.
Yeah. Also, big thanks to Kim and to you too, Che, for having me here. You can find me at juliedemsey.com. You can find my book on amazon.com. I'm also on LinkedIn and all the social medias at Julie Demsey. And my final closing thought would be really just tie back into yourself, really sit with yourself and spend some time figuring out who you are and what you want from your business and life, and how you want your business and your life to sit together, and make a plan to make that happen so that you can live a life you enjoy. You don't want your business to take over your life. You want your business to complement your life. And so really tap into your own knowing, your own intuition. And if you need some support with that, make sure you get the support. You know, I am a coach, and I still work with the coach on a regular basis, because I know that it's really hard to go it alone. And supporting yourself with good people, whether that's community or a support team that you're working with, it's really going to help you get to the level you want to be, both mentally and from a business standpoint as well.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Julie, again, for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. Thank you all for watching. I want everyone to know, as you're watching, you're amazing. You're incredible. You've got greatness inside you. And for you, the best is still yet to come, because today is your January 1st. You can shift your mindset. Isn't that pretty cool? Today is your January 1st. You can unlock all the potential inside you. Make sure you connect with the one and only Julie. And for you, today is your January 1st. The best is still yet to come. The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. With that being said, for those folks that are watching, by the way, put your sunglasses on. The future is bright. My name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. And I promise you, from the bottom of my heart, we'll make some good things happen. We connect again next time. Remember this, though. Time indeed is very, 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 very long. Life, on the other hand, is very, very, very short. So you got to live in that moment right there, and you got to make it count. God bless, and we wish you success. Thanks a lot, Julie. You're amazing. We appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're out of here. Hit the button right below, and we'll see you on the other side. God bless. Promise I made to my mom. I only did this message for one person, and that's my mom. This is for you, Mom. Love you. My name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Shay Brown.
Mic check, mic check.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Yes. Yeah.
And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win.
Thank you. God bless.